Clotee here. Remember, Patience Whipple's my name. 'Tis true.
I'm Margaret Ann Brady. I'm Zipporah Feltman.
I'm Hattie Campbell. Abigail Jane Stewart is my name.
I like being called Mem for short. I'm just beginning to explore this exciting new world we've come to.
All right. I think I want to go in chronological order. I think she's the earliest. Right?
My family calls me Abby. You can.
19,
I'm just
19,
please.
1905.
Come
Yes.
on.
All right. This is Remember Patience Whipple. She's 13. From the Plymouth settlement in 1622, Mem and her fellow pilgrims barely survived the first harsh winter at the Plymouth settlement. Join Mem as she
Are you not
experiences
ready
a
to
new
begin?
life and new adventure in the new world. So here she is in the settlement. You can click these little different views down below. See little perspectives of where she's sitting.
I have learned many new things here. How to build a home, plant a seed and bring up corn, and how to greet our neighbors in their own tongue. 'Tis miraculous to see how our little settlement grows. We now have nearly 12 separate houses and 5 public buildings. After the unending discomforts and terrible days of our Mayflower voyage, on the cruel winter that followed in the New World, Plymouth is finally beginning to feel a bit like home. Some of the other girls here have been saying that the woods around our settlement be full of screaming demons. I know not what to believe. I feel as though my eyes be opening to all the wondrous things of this new land, each day a little bit more than the last. Has been a true friend to our settlement, teaching us how to grow our food and helping us trade our goods. Although 'tis well known there be other settlers in this new world, I have yet to encounter any myself. Some say there be settlers from France in the northern lands. Squanto has told me many tales of the Indians beyond our settlement. I hope one day to meet perhaps a whole village. Many of our colony decided to return to England after the first harsh winter here, including my best friend Honey and her poor, distracted father. Although in this new land we have encountered many hardships, I've learned a great deal, and for that I am thankful. Yesterday I helped Father catch more eels than anyone else in the entire community. Many of them will go into making pies, and the rest will pack into barrels to be sent back to England. With each new ship that arrives, more and more people are arriving in our settlement. I wonder if Honey will ever return. Few things vex me as much as that vile Johnny Billington. May God bless him, though I cannot bear him at all. Many of the people of this settlement be not saints like my family and I are, but the important thing is is that we are all finally free to worship as we please. After Ma'am's passing, I felt truly as if winter had cut right to my heart and settled inside me for good. But 'tis like the miracle of spring, how Father Blessing and Hannah have somehow coaxed me out into this life anew.
So as you see, you can keep clicking on her image and she'll keep saying little things.
It'd be a terrific comfort to write here by our old boat. To sit beside this vast ocean doth remind me of the many adventures we have had in coming here. One day I hope to visit the little green island my father gave the name of Grace, after my mother. Every day the new world surprises me and gives me something new to discover. But there'll still be so much more to learn. My least favorite of all chores is making soap. Surely there'll be no work on earth more hot and tedious. Someday I hope Father lets me go with him to trade with the Indians to the south. I have learned many new things here. How to build a home, plant a seed and bring up corn, and how to greet our neighbors in their own tongue.
They actually gave her a lot of voice lines.
'Tis miraculous to see how our little settlement grows. We now have nearly 12 separate houses and 5 public buildings. After the unending discomforts and terrible days of our Mayflower voyage, on the cruel winter that followed in the New World, Plymouth is finally beginning to feel a bit like home. Some of the other girls here have been saying that the woods around our settlement be full of screaming demons. I know not what to believe.
This is Mem's diary. Although the elders would not approve, Mem is curious to learn more about you and your life. Answer her instant messages and you will learn more about Mem and possibly change the course of her life. On the yellow tab, you'll find questions that unlock Mem's hidden collectibles. Click on the forward arrow to start reading. Now, I could narrate this entire journal. I could. It would be a lot of narration, though, and I don't want to do that necessarily. My voice would probably give out. So I will just slowly turn through the pages, and if I'm going too fast, you can always pause the video and enjoy the music. And of course, we'll answer her instant messages whenever they pop up, and of course answer the questions to get the collectibles. We can't answer this yet because we need to read. But here, I will read her little bio right here. Remember Patience Whipple. Nickname, nearly everyone calls me Mem. My friends Squanto and Samoset call me Pudding Girl because I made pudding for them when we met. Alright, she's 13. Her birthday is August 28th, 1608. She was born in England, but my family and some other saints moved to Holland in search of religious freedom and then came here to Plymouth. She lives in a log house in Plymouth, Massachusetts, after traveling across the Atlantic Ocean on the Mayflower. Her distinctive personality traits? I consider myself to be a proper Christian girl, though not as prim as some here be. Hannah says that I am perceptive and sensitive, while Father says I am open-minded and curious about the unfamiliar and different. I do feel a strong inclination for adventure and desire to see as much as I can on this new world. I believe I am genuine with people I truly care about, and I cannot bear to see anyone treated badly. Did you hear that little sound? That means Mem just wrote us a message. Well, let's read this first page first. It may not be actually too long for me to read, so let me attempt to do a little narrating for you. May 19th, 1622, Plymouth Settlement. Let's see if I can... There we go. That might be a little bit easier to hear my voice. Dear Imp. Imp? Who starts their diary with Dear Imp? Dear IMP. I have decided to make this unpended shallop my private writing place. Now that the weather Be gettin' warmer again. 'Tis old and weather-worn and certainly no longer useful as a boat for exploring the coastal waters. Once I've brought all that I need, I'll write more. All right, let's see her message to us. Please, would you say something if you can read this? Let's tell her our name. Just be polite. Hello, Kristen. I'm honored to meet you. Would you like to know why I call my diary? Yes, we actually would, I think. It is short for impatience. One of my chief vices. I started naming my diary Imp on the Mayflower when the prospect of landfall seemed even farther from our reach. Ah, her name is Patience, but she does suffer with impatience. Interesting. Later. Sitting here affords me beautiful views of Plymouth Harbor, and when I am up early enough, the sun rising. It be hard to conceive that my 14th birthday is only 3 months off, and that our small pilgrim community has already survived 2 winters since arriving on the Mayflower. So much has taken place since then. Love, Mem. Hello? Have you ever seen Plymouth Harbor in the morning? Well, I guess we'll have to say no, we haven't. What a pity. You should really try to see it. It's a marvelous place. I'll try. Great. Just make a left at Virginia. You can't miss it. Oh. For our survival, most especially, it is good to know about the ground powders from the water lily root. I took some last night, for I had a terrible stomach ache after eating our eel stew. Oh my goodness, even though 'tis a favorite of mine, love Mem. Do you know what the name Wampanoag means? I'm gonna guess people of the first light? Yes, can you guess why? People of the first light. They always wake up early to light the fire. Everyone's awake before the sun rises. I will try this one. Where they live, the place where you can see the sun. No. Maybe before the sun rises. No, but it's a good guess. Oh. Did she? Okay. May 20th, before night falls. Dear Impatience, I must make an important decision that could decisively change the course of my life. Love, Mem. Do you think I should go exploring by myself, or should I take someone with me? Oh, definitely take someone with you. Why with someone? It would be less lonely. It would be safer. This be true. Alright, I think she's gonna go exploring with someone. We can also answer these questions since we've read a bit. For example, we know that she prefers to write her diary by the unused boat.
Right. How smart you are.
My first collectible is a spoon that Father made for me to match the one he made for my sister Blessing. Visit me at my shallop to see if you can find where it... Oh yes, when you unlock the collectibles, they are scattered around the scene where we saw her writing. This next one. What do I use to cure an ailing stomach? Water lily root powder, of course.
Yes.
I am so lucky to have an inkwell of my very own, especially as I keep faithful to my diary. Ma'am bought this in Holland from a glass blower, and we brought it with us aboard the Mayflower. Look around my boat to see if you can find it. And the last one. Well, we know these are the Indians who helped Pilgrims.
Good for you.
This be the only book I brought from Holland. It is full of engravings of towns and buildings in Leyden, where we lived before traveling here. Before we left, I found as many flowers as I could and pressed the petals in the pages of this book so I could always remember exactly what home was like. May 21st. Dear Imp, I've decided not to venture out of the settlement for the time being. Love, Mem. Okay, so she decided not to explore just yet. I have not written about Martha Ford, and I've wanted to. I mean the daughter, not the mother, though they both bear the same name, Christian name. The same Christian name. She be the girl who lived with us through the winter, she and her ma'am, after they arrived here last. November on the sailing ship known as the Fortune. At once I felt there was something different about her, though I could not say what it was, and though she be no longer living with us. She stays in my mind, so even now, 'tis still a mystery to me what to make of her. I be fascinated, and I confess perhaps a bit afraid of her and her ways too. I will write more of it later. Love, Mem. She messaged us. Have you ever met a girl who seems to be both a nice person and a complete mystery all at once, like Martha? Absolutely. Who be this person? Everyone. People can be a mystery at times. 'Tis interesting to think on people. Our family still has but one room, despite her heirs. 'Tis not kind of me to feel the satisfaction for it, I know, but she be so often mean to me and the other children that I cannot help myself. May God hear my prayers to soon be a better person in hopes of improving. Love, Mem. Alright, 'tis a terrible thing of me to gloat and be so full of pride, is it not? Not if you don't hurt anyone's feelings. You should try to keep it to yourself. Well, it's good to be proud of your accomplishments. Well, 'tis my father's work that I be proud of, not my own. I am but a girl after all. So this page is about her friend not being on the ship that arrived. Without her, harbor without her, I must leave you now, imp, for we have buckets of fish to clean. A task I do not welcome. Love, ma'am. Have you heard of my friend Hummy? You two have a lot in common. We have very much in common, including our birth dates and our dislikes for stitching and spinning. What else? We both love words. Oh. Innocent passengers beyond the sparrow and many letters. They have brought not a single provision for us. We barely have food enough, and only a cow or two for the whole lot of us. There is so much we need that our hopes were high for a great shipment of stores, but they have brought not a thing. We give thanks to God that it be the growing season, at least. Love, ma'am. Found a little baby bird. She's able to pick it up in her very own hands. It hurt its wing trying to fly. Do you know how to tend to a sick robin? Feed it worms? I will have to be brave in finding some, but 'tis the right thing to do, Kristen. Later in the afternoon. I have tried to feed my robin for the first time with worms. When my father noticed my tears at seeing the poor damaged robin, he quickly built a small box of pine for it to nest in until it is mended. To this little box I have added grasses and leaves, and now the tiny thing sits even now, its beak opening and crying for food. I realize I shall have to dig for worms. So I did. I found 3 worms under a large flat rock near our front door. The robin did not care for them, however. Oh no, my robin has passed. I found him sitting motionless in the nest. I haven't had the heart to bury him yet. Will he fly through the gates of heaven? I know not. Father asked me to stop shedding tears, and so I came to this little boat to write and to cry. Was I right to pick up this little bird? Well, yes, the poor thing was hurt. I did not know how to care for it properly. What do birds eat besides worms? She feeds it from her mouth. I wish I could have helped Kristen. Poor man. That still doesn't... Ooh. I know about these 2. I'm not sure about these 2. I know about Squanto and Samoset, but Nasset and Massa... I don't think we've seen their names yet. Let's keep reading. And just so we have a point of reference, what do we call strangers? Yeah. Wait, the little bird has come back from the dead. When I returned to its nest in order to prepare him for burial, I found him chirping away with his eyes wide open. Praise be to God. The bird did not die. My little bird is healthy, but still grounded. To see him try to lift his wings when he cannot is saddening. But in watching him, I feel perhaps I understand his woe. I would like to have wings to soar on too. I would fly away to England to find my best friend Hummy and bring her back to live with us here in Plymouth again. 'Tis the first thing I would do. As I miss her so. Love, Mem. Have you ever wished you could fly? Yes. I've had dreams that I would fly. To where would you fly? To my grandparents' house in France. It would be nice to visit my family so easily. Yes, to visit your friends so easily. Our community is growing quickly, although we still have just the one main street. We now have nearly 12 separate houses and 5 other buildings. We also now have a pillory, a thing that, just to see it, makes me greatly afraid. Father says I have nothing to fear, as good girls never end up in such a contraption. He says 'tis there to remind us we must always act proper and God-fearing, but I know it shall be used if the elders feel it necessary. The fortunate thing is that as yet no one has been locked in, and I hope never to see such a thing. Do you know what a pillory is? Yes, I do. It's a place of punishment that you would do well to fear. How does it work for people who don't know what a pillory is? It's a wooden cross that opens and has places for your neck and arms. Then it's closed and you cannot move. Everyone who passes by knows you've done something improper. Just a great humiliation to be put in one. You do the crime, you do the time. It's meant to keep you from acting badly. Yes. I'm sure you guys have seen those in movies or TV shows. You're not allowed to do much of anything, but here is what happened. So after our church service, Squanto, okay, there's one of the names, Squanto came for supper with us. Now that Father has made several stools and even a table to eat upon, we all had a place to sit. And I, besides Squanto, we had much good food to eat, including Veasan stew, potatoes and carrots, clams, socotash, and of course pudding. I ate until I had to untie my apron and tie it again in a looser bow. Love, Mem. Would you like to know more about my friend Squanto? Yes, please. When he was young, he was captured and sent to Spain as a slave. He escaped to England. Do you have slaves where you leave? No, 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 no. Squanto did not like to be a slave. He came back to Plymouth on a boat from England, but his people have died from a plague while he was gone. Do you know what the plague is? Yes. We hope to escape the plague here in our settlement. Oh, I hope so. My little bird now sits so sweetly in the nest box by her window that I think it's a shame I have not yet named him. Let me guess, is she going to ask us to name him? Ah, we get to name the bird. Kristen, which name do you prefer for my bird? Hummy? Gabriel? Compassion? Jesus? Lazarus? Or Angel? I think Lazarus because he came back from the dead, just like the story of Lazarus in the Bible. Lazarus, come out of that tomb! Or whatever it was. I think Jesus said that. Yeah. The Bible says our Lord, our Savior, raised Lazarus from the dead. So this would be the perfect name for my miracle bird. Lazarus. 'Twas much fun, and even with this distraction, our tapers came out most long and even and elegant, love mem. Here is a very good riddle. I am the beginning of eternity, the end of time and space, the beginning of every end, and the end of every place. Who am I? It better be Jesus. Actually, it's the letter E. Because it's at the beginning of the word eternity, E. The end of time, the word time and space. Good riddle, ma'am. This is father's mug. 'Twas fashioned in England from a substance called pewter. Though mugs like these be most commonly found in taverns full of ale, 'tis not seemly for a saint to drink. Father uses it mostly for teas and broths. Them and their ways, even if we think them strange, 'tis how it seems to me, love ma'am. Is it not strange how people find it so difficult to live in harmony together? It troubles me greatly. It seems to be mostly grown-ups who feel this way. What do you mean by this? I guess when you're older you get more stuck in your ways. Grown-ups don't like to try new things. People are scared of what they don't know. I think you get stuck in your ways. 'Tis sad, 'tis true. Would you like to know more about our thatched house and the things we have in it so far? Okay, what do you have inside your house? We have a cooking pot, a table, 3 stools, some salt, sheets, and blankets. Oh, I have an apron for when I work, and the like, but this is most everything we need to survive here. I be so forgetful 'twas true what I said that Erinose asked of me a favor, but I forgot to say what it was. She says she shall give me a special gift if I will look after her cousin in a few days from now. She tells me she must be fitted for a new dress and cannot be watching him at the same time. Of course, yet another new dress, but Samuel, the cousin, is a dear little boy of under 7 and still wearing his skirts. So I should maybe say yes, but her special gift may very well be nothing more than a stick or a shell, so maybe I should not. Love Mem. Do you think I should say yes Well, yes, I think she should look after Samuel. Samuel will be fine. What do you think Eleanor's has, let's see. Cookies. Sweets? That would be special indeed, I think. This will be fun. Well, now I hope she did give her cookies. For I fear I should watch him and then never get my gift in return. Well, she really wants that gift. I cannot decide which of the 3 gifts I should choose. Will you help me decide? Alright. Let's see what they are. Oh good, thank you. So here are the choices. A large glass marble and this mysterious deep blue necklace made of tiny pink and white shells. A delicate tin spoon with flowers etched on the handle. Do you want something to wear? I do not think my father would approve of my wearing a necklace, so which one? Okay, I would say the spoon. There be the most lovely flowers etched onto it. I can be thinking on spring even in winter. Samuel is a sweet child. Find some way to amuse him tomorrow. I wonder what it should be. Love them. Which of the following do you think I should do to amuse? Look for rocks and flowers. Play battledores. Have you seen the game? No, it sounds interesting. What's battledores? Tis a game played by 2 people with battledores, which be like paddles. With shuttlecocks, which be made of cork with feathers around it. We hit it back and forth to see how many times we can do this before it hits the ground. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like a little, like, tennis. I do not know about tennis, of course. Condition, the battledores or rackets be made of parchment but still have not torn through. And though the shuttlecock be missing a few of its feathers now, the cork still has a bounce and easily flies from one racket to the other. So I proceeded to show Samuel how to hit the shuttlecock in my direction so that I could hit it back to him. 'Twas more tedious than it sounds to love men. Have you ever tried to teach something to someone 'tis difficult? Yes, it can be. Who are you teaching? A younger child. What are you teaching them? How to do schoolwork, how to play a game, how to use the computer, something I'm good at, and they're not. How to play a game. One forgets how difficult something can be to learn once you become good at it. June 25th, 1622. Dear Impatience, when Samuel saw my little bird in the cage that father had built, his face lit up with joy. I let him carry the cage as we walked up the hill together. There a most remarkable thing occurred. When we removed the lid, the little robin redbreast did not immediately fly away. Love, Mem. Samuel had such fun with the bird. What did Samuel do? Samuel went to reach in, and would you believe it, the sweet thing hopped right up on his fingers. He even allowed Samuel to stroke the feathers on his back. Wow, that's pretty cool. Samuel just told me that the bird said he liked the little... Samuel just told that... I can't read. Samuel just told that the bird said he liked the little blue dish of water I kept for him. Wait, the bird talked to Samuel? That must be what threw me off. The bird? What? Okay. This be strange, for 'tis true that we did have such a dish, but Samuel knew nothing of this. Can it be that he can understand the chirpings of a bird? Love, Mem. I guess so. I didn't know he could speak bird. There be no explanation of how Samuel would know such things. Perhaps because of his tender and gentle nature, he be more sensitive to creatures than most I know not. But I was glad to have such a sweet child with me when my little bird was put free. Samuel held out his arm on which the thing was perched and said, "Go now." He then did begin to sing. A few little chirping notes, as if to say thank you, and with that he flew off. 'Twas a beautiful sight to see him soaring into the trees, and I am glad we did. Love, Mem. I'm sure it would be a much more enjoyable journey. Maybe one day. Love, Mem. Oh, she wrote us. Have you ever been on a sailboat? No, I have not. You have no ocean? Oh, we do. I've just never been on a sailboat. I'll just say we have a pond. It's difficult for me to imagine a place like this with no ocean. There be so many wonderful and interesting places. I should like to see them all. Oh, we're already at the end of her journal. Epilogue. At the age of 19, remember Patience Whipple married William Endicott, and within 2 years moved to the city of Boston, which had just been founded. Her husband became a dried fish merchant, and Mem soon gave birth to twin girls named Humility and Grace. Mem was very old when she died. The various diaries she wrote in her long life were discovered by her great-great-great-granddaughter in the year 1850. Wow. All right, well, let's see if I can answer the trivia questions. Okay. Which of the following is not the name of an Indian I've met? Squanto, Noset, Samoset. Ooh, it's between these two. I'm going to guess this one.
Yes.
Oh, okay. This was the first seashell I saw when I came ashore at Plymouth Harbor. I kept it here with me to remind me of the grace of God that kept us safe through the entire passage and brought us to this new world. I wish I knew what the name of this shell be exactly. Perhaps I shall call it Mem Shell. All right, the last one. What do we call strangers? Settlers who are not sane, people who are odd, Indians, the French. I guess settlers who are not saints?
Well done.
All right. This gem was given to me, Mary Chilton, whom I prefer to call Airnose. Oh, she swears it be from Holland and very rare, but for all I know, she is only putting on airs, and 'tis only colored glass. 'Tis pretty, though, so I keep it here at the shallop. And that is all the collectibles for her story. Oh, wait. Oh, I think I missed some in between. Oh, what? Okay. Which of the following is one of the crops we plant here? Oh, corn. Right? Naomi and my other new friends from a nearby Indian settlement gave me this string of beads. It has shells and stones strung onto a leather tie, but all are polished to shiny perfection, and I only wished I might wear it without having admonished by the other saints? Admonished by others. Okay. What do we use eels for? Food, I believe.
Right.
Hannah and I finished a
are.
batch of candles last week, and this was one of the few that the mice didn't find and nibble on. 'Twas a long and tedious process, cutting the wicks, dipping them over and over in tallow, but we should be well stocked for candles for a few months. All right, when do the Indians return to their camps? I don't know. Hang on, let's try to read back on her pages and see when she mentioned the Indians. All right, right here. They're summer camps.
Yes.
After seeing some of the Indian women with wooden combs in their hair, Father decided to fashion a wooden comb for me, and blessing to share, he used birch wood, which was very soft, and cut grooves in for the teeth. Surely there be no end to Father's inventiveness. Last one. Who took me to my first Indian village? Ooh. Okay, we have to look again. I'm gonna just take a guess at Squanto. I'm gonna say Squanto. Here we go.
Right.
There we go.
How smart you are.
This be my final collectible. It was the first stool Father made for us after the first harsh winter. If you like, you may go back and answer any questions you missed. Okay, well, now that we got all these things, let's go back to her scene and see if we can find them. Because that's what happens when you get all the questions. Okay, there's the shell. There's the jewel. There's the stool. You see how things have been filled in now? Like there's that mug, book, candle, the necklace. From this perspective, we get a closer view. Very cool. If we click on it, it takes us back to the page where it explains everything. Very neat.